Well, hello, everyone, and good day to all of you out there. Thank you so much for joining today's special edition on Barbados. My name is Sherry Cressy, and I am your host for today. And I'd like to thank you for joining us for our Cruise and Travel Expo 2021 Home Edition. Now, we are All Aboard Travel, located in the Fort Myers, Florida area, where we have been serving our community proudly for over 32 years. However, we are part of Travel Leaders, and if you're not familiar with Travel Leaders, you should be. They are one of the largest travel companies in the entire world, and we service clients globally. To reach us at any time, simply dial 1-800-741-1770. Now, for those of you who will be watching live with us today or on a recorded version and have worked with us in the past, you are familiar with our yearly expo, which takes place in the convention centers, and it draws hundreds and hundreds of people over the course of a few days. This year, we're doing things a little bit different due to the pandemic that occurred in 2020. So we still wanted to come and bring our specials and our perks and our wonderful offerings to you, but we wanted to do it in a much more comfortable way where you could watch us leisurely and in your home. However, we're still going to be bringing you those goodies that you've learned to come to expect and to love. Now, today we're going to be learning a little bit about Barbados. So if you do happen to have any questions, there is a Q&A box located at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to type in any questions that you may have, and we'll do our very best to answer those for you today, time permitting. And of course, for anything that you'd like to speak to us privately or ask questions about afterwards, you can give us a call at the 1-800 number. Some of those goodies I was telling you about, well, you don't have to wait any longer. Here is the scoop, y'all. If you book a vacation with All Aboard Travel by February 8th, 2021, you will be able to apply up to a $500 on-board credit per stateroom for a sailing. Or if you choose to book with many of our other partners and vendor and suppliers, such as an all-inclusive resort hotel stay or a tour package, you will be able to apply up to a $500 discount in many of those instances as well. So do reach out, and your advisor can help you apply those to make the best of your vacation. Now the big news. So we wanted to give away a grand prize this year. We really wanted to make it big. Look, folks, we know you have been cooped up. We know that we haven't been able to get together in 2020. So just by simply registering and attending any of our presentations through January for our Cruise and Travel Expo, every time you register and attend, you earn an entry into a drawing to win a $1,000 all aboard travel gift certificate. Folks, this is great news. So please tell your family and friends, and we've got another great one scheduled later on today and as well as tomorrow. So get those registrations and entries in, and good luck to you, and hopefully you'll be the winner. And as I had talked to you briefly about 2020 and the pandemic, and knowing that we were unable to gather the way that we really wanted to in 2020, we wanted to let you all know that part of the niche business and division that we have within All Aboard Travel is our ability to host groups and group event travel. And I'm not just talking about family reunions, although those are really important to really gain back that ability to celebrate with your family and friends the way that we couldn't in the last year. We do those too, but we also do group and event travel. So think along the lines of any clubs you're a member of, any organizations, anything that you feel would be a great idea to gather at a resort or on board a cruise ship. Give us a call and we'll be able to help you do that as well. All right, enough about us. Let's get on to why you are here, and that's to talk about Barbados. Folks, I have been, and it is beautiful. So please allow me, I'm going to welcome, we have two guests that are joining us today that will be giving us some information. We have Cynthia and we have Deborah, and I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to share with us about the beautiful area of Barbados. Hello, ladies. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Sherry. Thank you for inviting me, and we look forward to a wonderful Afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, it's great to have you. And hello, Cindy. How are you?
Well, Sherry, how are you doing?
We're doing great over here. The weather is nice. I've got a little bit of allergies though today. It seems my eyes are a little watery, but I can't complain because it's snowing in other parts of the world.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. I
Right.
think actually Deborah and I might be experiencing a little bit of that right now because we're both based in New York. So
Yeah.
There, yeah. So you've got I'm from upstate New York originally, so I know exactly how you feel. All right. Well, whichever of you you both have control. You've both been promoted to a host. So feel free to do the stop share and take control and share your PowerPoint whenever you are ready.
Okay, I will just start right now and find
Absolutely.
my presentation. And here we go. And here. I just want to remind our listeners, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for choosing Barbados as well. As you are a cruise organization, just to let you know, beautiful news, Royal Caribbean will be, Barbados will be there, a stop for them, home post. So that's wonderful from December 2021. Hopefully all will go well. And if you know anything about Barbados, you know Barbados is upscale, it's a destination, iconic destination of health and wellness that we promote. And I'm going to take you through a couple of videos to show you exactly what, give you a little taste of what Barbados is like, as well as a video on protocols in Barbados during COVID-19, because we want to make sure that when you travel here, regardless of whether it's now or later, that you will be covered and all should be well. So here we go. Let me I hope you can hear the video because, yeah.
Deborah, you'll need to hit the stop share button and
That's awesome. And now I am going to share on our Barbados travel protocols, and this is pretty current at the moment.
This is Barbados, a welcoming island paradise and your beautiful home away from home. If you're coming to spend some time with us, first of all, great choice, and here's what the process will be like. By this time, you should have downloaded the BIMSafe app, entered your travel code, and completed your online ED form. You should have also filled out a short health questionnaire. BIMSafe is the new, easy-to-use app designed to simplify and expedite your travel experience. If you're unable to download the app, no worries. You can do this in the arrival hall. As soon as you get off the plane and feel that warm sunshine against your skin, you'll need to have your mask on. Then you'll board this airport shuttle, which will comfortably take you to your next stop. If you've already downloaded the BIMSafe app and had your PCR test pre-validated, then you can simply scan your QR code. Once your test is validated, you'll receive a quick temperature check. With the BIMSafe app downloaded on your phone or tablet, our health officials will help set you up with your state-of-the-art bracelet, which you will wear during your quarantine period, along with the color-coded wristband for your risk category. This water and tamper-proof bracelet keeps you and those around you safe by ensuring you remain within your designated quarantine location. Next, you'll be off to immigration. Once you confirm your accommodation with officials, you'll go on to have a short interview with our port health. Then it's time to pick up your bags and move on to customs. You've now completed our safe and easy airport process, and it's time now to head on over to your approved accommodation with our COVID-19 trained transport providers. Remember, no detours along the way. Checking into your new home will be a breeze, but don't forget to keep your mask on and sanitize your hands on arrival. You'll typically quarantine for 3 to 4 days in your room while you take and await results of your second test. I know you may be asking, why another test so soon? But what it does is allows you to explore Barbados in a much safer and quicker time while ensuring that you and everyone around you stay safe. If you're wondering where you'll have this test taken, you can have your test free of cost at a government facility, or you can pay to test privately with a medical service provider or through your accommodation. The test will be taken 5 days after the date of your first accepted one, and you'll receive the results via email within 24 to 48 hours. Relax, you're in Barbados. Enjoy your spectacular balcony views and take the time to rest, rejuvenate, and plan the remainder of your trip. Enjoy our fantastic cuisine, and as always, remember to wear your mask when your food is delivered to your room and any interactions with staff. Once your second test is negative and the health officials give you the all clear, remove your wristband and you are free to explore. However, while you are still within the 7-day period after your arrival, you will have to continue with daily temperature checks and monitoring for any symptoms using our BIMSafe app. Remember to stay masked up, frequently wash and sanitize your hands, and practice physical distancing as you check out all the exciting parts of our island that you've been eager to explore. If you think you've developed any symptoms, even if it's after the monitoring period, we will be happy to assist you. Just call the COVID-19 hotline at 536-4500. Now, it's time to have a safe but incredible time in Barbados. This is...
So yes, folks, these protocols are subject to change, and you should always keep in mind barbadostravelprotocols.com. That's a website where you can find updated information, as well as visitbarbados.org. And we're hoping that all will go well. We will have happy travels, and I will help you now to enjoy the travels. I'm not sure if you're interested in the Barbados 12-month stamp, but I will share that with Sherry later on. Okay, but let's talk about our travel to Barbados. Right now, in COVID times, JetBlue travels to Barbados Tuesdays and Thursdays from JFK, and American Airlines 5 days weekly from Miami. We have other good news coming soon. And we will share that with you as well if you keep posted to our website, okay? And that's visitbarbados.org. Where is Barbados exactly? After you leave the North American continent, you will pass the complete archipelago of the Caribbean islands, and Barbados is the most easterly of all the islands in the Caribbean, and that makes us unique because we're out of the hurricane belt. We're past everybody else. And the only thing or the only mass of land that separates us there's nothing that separates us when you go east and you reach the continent of of Africa. So Barbados is the most easterly of all the islands in the Caribbean. So just remember that. So here we have, you're in Barbados now. This is just a snapshot of Bridgetown. And we are 166 square miles, a population of 280,000, pretty small. And our official language is English, and we speak dialect, which is a combination of British, Spanish, English, French, Dutch, you name it. It's a cobblepot of language that is Bajan. Bajan is also a familiar term for the Barbadian person. So if you, I might say I'm a Bajan, or I'm simply referring to myself as a Barbadian. The currency exchange, and this is because Barbados dollar is tied to the US. So 1 US is equivalent to 198, almost 2 for 1. Okay, and that's been known for a while. So here's a list of tour operators we work with. Maybe you work with quite a few of them, and you are all right at the all aboard travel. Here we start a list of accommodation, and of course, Barbados has a wealth of accommodation. As I said, Barbados is known by the rich and famous, and we are all set with iconic destination with upscale hotels like the one you're seeing here in this picture, the Crane, 5-star, 4-star hotels all around the island. We have a wide and varied range of accommodation product, from luxury hotels to 3-star bed and breakfast for those who want to have long stays, especially time like this, to come for health and wellness. Strong villa product on island, suitable for groups and families. Yes, I heard Sherry promoting groups, so Barbados is definitely a place to go. So here's a list of the majority of our 5, 4, and 3-star hotels, mainly 5 and 4. And I will break them down. And the hotel you're seeing in the background is Sandy Lane. That's our signature hotel in Barbados, #1 hotel, Triple Diamond. Most of you have heard of it. It's where the stars love to go and play. Yes, and also all-inclusives. There was a time when Barbados had none at all. So right now, Barbados has about 20 all-inclusives. And they are, I know North Americans prefer all-inclusive. You're looking at a backdrop of sandals. And here are just a few, just 2 of them that I've highlighted, Crystal Cove and Waves Hotel and Spa. There are members of the Elegant Hotels, and which are now part of Marriott, if you would know, Marriott International. So the list of, I'll show you 2 more, just the sandals as well. Beautiful properties on the south coast of Barbados. Both of them are side by side in the St. Lawrence Gap, Dover area. And Barbados has that slew of, you know, quintessential accommodation for everyone, all inclusive, the meals served on time and so on and so forth. And they also have with them like water sports activities, etc., that are complementary or part of their portfolio. Here we have just a few luxury EP hotels and villas, and you can go down this line and you see Sandpiper, Coral Reef. Here we are boasting of Cobbler's Cove and Fairmont Royal Pavilion that you may be familiar with. Then we have Cobbler's Cove, Hilton, Little Good Harbor, Little Arches, the Crane, and then some villas, Port Ferdinand, luxury villas, St. Peter's Bay, Port St. Charles, and the House. Another Marriott, also Elegant Hotel. So here you have the Coral Reef and Sandpiper. You can see that beautiful backdrop of awesome sunshine and blue ocean. Oh my goodness, just waiting for somebody to say, oh, I want to go in the water. Yes, and I was there recently. Oh my goodness, I had a wonderful time. My best time was in the ocean. That's the truth, honestly. And I stayed at the Crane right here, right on the spot. I had a glorious full week at the Crane Hotel, exceptional service. You could not want for better. And then behind is the Little Arches Boutique located in Enterprise, Christchurch. The Crane, let me go back to the Crane, is located just 10 minutes outside of the airport. So you're not far away from, you know, as soon as you've landed and you've cleared customs and so on, you're right at the Hilton of the Crane. After you get beautiful rooms that you can go and have some me time before your quarantine is over. And then you're off into the water. But you might get your own plunge pool to stay in, like I did. And it was a glorious time. So see you in Barbados soon, right? And here are 2 villas, Port Ferdinand and St. Peter's Bay. These are 2 sister properties located on the west coast of the island. Excellent for groups, for small families. You can get sometimes 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, all interconnecting doors, etc., right on the ocean. And you can get butler service if you like, and go to restaurants located in the area and have a wonderful time. Live in the lap of luxury in Barbados at these villas that you see here. And of course, we have small intimate hotels. The intimate hotels of Barbados, a cluster of hotels, maybe about 40 of them. And they're divided into hotels, apartments and condos, sometimes just guest houses and villas. for the budget-minded, rest and relaxation, for family and fun, party and nightlife, golf, weddings and honeymoons. And this category can be for any accommodation in Barbados. But if you have small and you're on a budget, well, except for being budget, you can find these all over Barbados. And there are two examples of these budget accommodations of the intimate hotels. All Seasons is located on the west coast, and Infinity on the Beach is located on the south coast in this famous St. Lawrence Gap. And that's an area where, you know, nightlife thrives. Young people, elderly people, young at heart. If you are looking for activity, something to do, you know, in the evening, in the afternoon, it's St. Lawrence Gap. Okay, and here we are, right in Barbados. You might consider Barbados contrasting differences. There's a south coast where the waters have little bit of edge, and I love to bathe in the water like that, where it massages your back, or massages your whole body, and it's excellent for swimming, snorkeling, kite surfing, paddle boarding, you name it, excellent. And I look beyond that, it's this famous Crane Beach, beautiful beach. It's considered the most sexiest beach in the world. And that's a long expanse of beach, but you would love to have a beautiful swim and your wellness and come and heal from the Crane Beach Hotel. Then you're right in the famous Crane Beach. Then for the west coast, calm waters, never look at that. Ocean calm, and it's excellent for swimming and snorkeling. That's where the majority of the catamaran would ply their routes every day. And then we have the really contrasting Atlantic, East Coast, rough waters, but it's a beautiful landscape. It's excellent for those who love to ride the waves. We have Soup Bowl, the surfing of 30 feet waves during October, November, December. And you're around that time, and young people come out in their numbers to surf on the beach. Post-COVID and pre-COVID, it's an excellent place to meet and to have a good time. Then we come to culture of Barbados, and you see first the rum, where rum comes from. Well, and I talked through this. The island is the birthplace of rum, first distilled in 1703. The rum shops, typically of our British heritage, you can see them all over Barbados. For every rum shop, maybe you'll find a church. And there's this saying that Barbadians on Sundays, they go into the church early on Sundays and then enter the rum shops after, or is it the other way around? They enter the rum shops and then into the church filled with the spirit, whatever that means. Yes. So it's a distillery tour. You can get a distillery tour at any of 3 of the operational facilities on island, which is a must do. And then you have the tour right at the bottom. You see they are gathered watching or, learning all about the rum, where it comes from, and they also get to sample. So rum shops are a fantastic way to sample rum, street food, and immerse in Bajan culture. Right? And here we have the Barbados gastronomy at its best. Barbados is considered as the culinary mecca of the Caribbean. We normally have the Barbados Food and Rum Festival through around October, November. And perhaps this year it will come off. We postponed it last year, for obvious reasons. And now we will have it hopefully coming October, November. And talking about festivals, Barbados is a place where fun is nonstop. It says never a dull moment in Barbados. The island hosts a number of vibrant and spectacular festivals throughout the year. Starting with like Vuja Day and EDM Theme Festival. There's Reggae Festival, the Elan Trotman Jazz Excursions, Barbados Gospel Fest for those who love gospel music, and many more, cater to a wide range of audiences. So if you are interested in you know, any of these cultural extravaganzas, just keep posted to our website, visit barbados.org, for all this information to see when it's happening and so on and so forth. Crop Over, that's our largest festival on our calendar. And that usually happens in July, starts in May, and climaxes on the first Monday in August in a massive, colorful street party known as Kadooman. And Barbados comes alive for people all over the world who come just to celebrate with us. The end of our sugarcane season, that's why it's called Crop Over, the end of the sugarcane season. And you know, the sugarcane rum comes from the sugarcane. So if you're lucky and you're a fan of Rihanna, you want to be in Barbados during that time, that's when you will most likely meet her. So the best time to travel is the last week of July, into the first week of August. But early because, yeah, book with your all aboard travel, and because there's a demand for that time in Barbados. So let's talk about the heritage and culture some more. There's rich, unique history, a melting pot of Amerindian, West African, and European cultures. And that's what Barbadians are made up of. The historic towns such as Speightstown, known as Little Bristol, and Old Town, the site where the first British settlers came in 1627. And here we have Barbados Heritage highlighted in the capital of Bridgetown, which is a UNESCO heritage site since 2011. And contains many firsts, onlys, and last alls. It has the third oldest parliament in the Commonwealth, which is in Bridgetown, and our oldest Jewish synagogue in the Western Hemisphere. Remember that, Naidi Israel Synagogue and Museum. And we also host the former British garrison Savannah and George Washington House. And this is George Washington, not my neighbor, the George Washington, who is the first president of the United States, founding father. And the only place he visited outside of continental USA was Barbados, where he learned his skills. And you would imagine, maybe if he hadn't come here, history might have been different, much, much different. But this is where he lived and stayed and honed his skills while in Barbados. So let's talk about coming to Barbados for weddings. You may not want to come right now for a large wedding, but you can still have a small wedding with up 10 people or so. A perfect destination for weddings, honeymoons, and even popping the question, yes, ma'am. Beautiful gardens, you can get married right there, white sand beaches, luxurious villas, and boutique hotels. Place the island on any couple's wish list of where to say I do. And you know, you can get married the same day normally, but here, when you have to go in quarantine and you're out, you can have your wedding for 2 or 5 people, how many, no residency requirements before getting married, okay? So let's get over this coronavirus thing and let's get on with our romance. Talking about wellness in Barbados. The island was voted top wellness destination, the 2020 Caribbean Travel Awards. Barbados boasts an extensive and certainly not exhaustive menu of wellness activities, from opulent in-resort spas to reinvigorating yoga sessions by local practitioners. Almost all the hotels, especially the upscale hotels, will have planned for you some yoga activities, any activities that include wellness, if it is cooking, you know, exercising, going your normal activities on the ocean, you know, any water sports activities, all of those are considered wellness and invigorating for you as a guest to our country. And talking about guests to our country, we welcome people from all over the world for the Run Barbados Marathon. And that's hopefully coming up in December 2021. Always the first weekend in December. And if you don't know, cricket, as part of British Commonwealth or British Heritage, cricket is our most popular sport, undoubtedly, but the island is host to a wide range of sports and sporting events, such as polo, yes, definitely, golf, have about 7 golf courses around Barbados, championship golf courses, hockey, netball, volleyball, and even the martial arts. If you have groups, you want to come for golf, you want to come watch polo, it's an excellent way for ladies to show off their nice hats and so on. Come with the school groups for hockey and netball and volleyball. Barbados has it, and we want you to immerse yourself in it. And talking about putting metal to the pedal with high octane day out at the Bushy Park race course. If you want to have that adrenaline rush, come and learn to race a car and in safe surroundings at the Bushy Park in Barbados. So here we have the annual Barbados Sailing Week. There's lots of activity. You notice I've talked about a lot of activity, but this Sailing Week is usually in January, and we will see how that pans off before the end of the month, okay? And of course, other soft adventure, I've shown you, this is where it happens mostly on the South Coast and on the East Coast. Go beyond the beach and discover the more exhilarating side of our island by land, by sea, and even in the skies. Imagine that. Yes, you can sail, get your parasailing in Barbados. And finally, where did I go to? Just have to go back to this one. Oh, anyway, yes, here we are. Take to the ocean to surf, windsurf, snorkel, scuba dive, or take in open water swimming. It is all here in Barbados to invigorate you. You know, you want the time out, come to Barbados. The Barbados Dive Fest takes place annually in July, and then there's a Barbados Open Water Swimming Festival happening November 4 to 7, 2021. Let's hope, praise God that it would happen. Yes, let's hope so. And then we have, for me, this is our #1 attraction in Barbados, as well as the 8th wonder of the world. It is truly magnificent with magnificent stalactites and stalagmites, plunging waterfalls, cascading pools, etc., etc. And this is someplace you'd want to go and go in a tram. You see where people are wearing hard hats because there's the water that comes from the top, very cool water. The tram, it's about 3 miles long, and you go in a tram and explore Barbados like the explorers who found it early in the 1700s. And here you are, you can go on a walking expedition, guided expedition in the cave. The caves also is host to, you can have parties there, you can have team meetings, etc., weddings, of course. And this is being developed into a more state-of-the-art meeting facility. And that's the Harrison's Caves. Harrison's Caves located in the center of the island in the parish of St. George. And of course, this is one of my favorite haunts whenever I go to Barbados. And since I was there like over a month ago, and I had to be there twice. It's truly an island original, a fishing village by day and transformed by night, with music and dancing, the aroma of fresh fish and all kinds of meat. It's not only fish but you get chicken, you get beef, you get whatever pork, whatever meat you want. And they cook, sometimes it's cooked right before your eyes and grill. And it's an evening for a whole family to cut loose, meet some locals, and really immerse themselves in a Barbadian culture. And for me, it's camaraderie where the locals and the visitors alike descend en masse and have a wonderful time open air. And, you know, of course, the numbers are not as plentiful as they were before during COVID and pre-COVID, but it still happens. So other soft adventure you can explore in Barbados is horseback riding, hikes like in through the National Trust, like Cocoa Hill, mountain biking. Oh my goodness, there's so much to do to invigorate you, to keep you healthy and strong. And the Barbados Ninja Showdown takes place in May 2021, this year. So Barbados is, yes, a whole lot of fun, and, you know, come into the club is there for you. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am Deborah Millington, Business Development Officer at the Barbados Tourism Office. That's Deborah M at visitbarbados.org. So thank you so much, Sherry. And I think I'm going to let Cindy talk now and bring her and share her screen with us. Thank you, Cindy.
Sure.
That's it. Okay, so now you've got the map here of the island of Barbados. So we are located on the eastern side, the southeastern side, about 10 minutes from the airport. And this map shows you where Bridgetown is, which is the capital of Barbados. The eastern side is gorgeous. It has beautiful rock formations. It is a little bit more of a wild coast. Deborah mentioned about the surfing. This is where the surfing happens. We're on the southern side, the southeastern side of the island. We're also really close to Oystins, which is that great thing that happens every Friday. It's the fish fry. And you can see here just a shot of that. So where the crane is, we do have some great attractions close by, but we're really very separate, which I think makes it private and secluded. We do lots of wedding business. We've got about 280 suites at the hotel, and our beach is a pink sand beach, and it has been voted one of the top 10 beaches in the world. So it's honestly just a spectacular location. And what's great about the crane is it does have a lot of history. In the 1880s, this was one of the first properties built in the Caribbean. This is what it looked like. It was perched on a bit of a hill, kind of looking down. You have this wonderful stretch of beach. And then these are some of the historic buildings here. This are some postcards I was lucky enough to find a number of years ago, and I wanted to share those with you. But we do have a lot of the remnants of the historic property that we've worked into the hotel. So you can see here some of the pillars. We did create something called the Crane Village, which is spectacular. It's a village area that is new, but it looks old. So it has the shopping, it has a number of restaurants, and it's incorporated right into the hotel property. So it makes it fun. People don't have to go all the way to Bridgetown to kind of get a little bit of a taste of shopping. And if they want to go to a bank, it's there, and there's ice cream. So we were really, I think it was a great addition adding this Crane Village. Now, this is what the property has morphed into with the 280 suites. So it is it's definitely large. We have 5 outdoor pools. We have 5 restaurants. We have a kids club, a great day spa, and we have some tennis courts. And you can see here our stretch of beach, which is so, so special. It is a lively beach with waves. It varies. Some days it's a lot calmer. There's some days where it has kind of a playful side to it. But you can see here how beautiful the water is and how beautiful the pink sand is at the beach. We do have a great restaurant called the Grove, which is right down on the beach. And our units are incredible. They range from garden view to these great contemporary suites with lots of kitchen facilities. And one neat thing about our property is that 80% of the rooms have either a private plunge pool or they have a full 28-foot pool. So it really adds a nice privacy element to it. And we do attract families, we attract honeymooners, we do a lot of wedding business. So we have a real range of guests that stay at our hotel. And one of my favorite things is going to the gospel brunch. We do a gospel brunch every Sunday. It takes place at our main restaurant. We have gospel singers come from one of the local churches. It's a great big buffet breakfast, but we have lots of other choices, 5 other choices for dining. And you can see here the beautiful views looking out. And, Barbados really offers so much. And Deborah did a wonderful job giving you some of the attractions. But for me, just being able to do so much in the safety of Barbados and also the dining, and being able to have wonderful attractions and museums and historic homes and botanical gardens. It really offers a lot. So thank you for the chance. Sherry, you're wonderful. We really appreciate you including us in this to all of your clients, and look forward to seeing all of you on the beautiful island of Barbados very, very soon.
Well, thank you so much, Cindy, for sharing that brief overview of your resort. It just looks stunningly beautiful. And thank you again, Deborah, for joining us today. We're so glad to have you. Something to think about, we are still living with where we feel is we're nearing the end of the COVID pandemic, which is very important because we've got a lot of wonderful things on the way. And the information that's being shared with you is what is current information and where we stand now to be able to visit this beautiful island and visit Barbados. Barbados is a comfortable, safe place with beautiful water and gorgeous scenery to have, and something to think about. Even though currently the stipulations require a quarantine, things are evolving, and also keep in mind that so many of us are working from home these days. So why not extend your vacation perhaps by taking your computer with you during the quarantine for a few days and finishing up your work before your vacation actually ends, and really taking advantage of any of these lovely resorts or hotels, including Crane. We are a full service travel agency. We do it A to Z, and from start to finish, we hold your hand. We do it all. So whatever your travel needs are for now or for the future, please think about giving us a call at All Aboard Travel. And keep in mind, you'll be assigned and work with a certified expert level travel advisor. These beautiful and wonderful people have over 20, some over 30 years experience. So you are in excellent, excellent hands when you choose to work with us. And thanks for thinking about Barbados. On behalf of Deborah and Cindy, as well as All Aboard Travel, we want to wish you all a very wonderful rest of your day. Farewell. Bye-bye.